format. So let's do this, guys. Let's go and introduce our players. Then I just want to quickly do some promotion stuff. So to the top left-hand side, KeeN is our teal Terran. And he's going to be going up against the red Zerg. To the upper right-hand side, let's see it if you're cheering on Solar. So I just wanted to say very quickly again, if you do enjoy the stream today, guys, hit that follow button. Do you appreciate it every single time one of you guys does do that? And we are fast approaching another 1,000 set of followers, 13,000 on the way up. We're also approaching 2 million views on the channel, which is also pretty crazy. And yeah, just in general, following is a great way to be able to check out the stream again in the future. So make sure you do that. And of course, if you're really enjoying the stream today, well, it's one of those times of the month where it's a really good time to start subscribing if you want to be a subscriber and you want to support, because the next replay pack goes out in just a few days' time. At the end of the month, you'll be getting a whole bunch of replays, including some from the Leifeng Cup. Now, I can't guarantee all of the replays from the Leifeng Cup, but I am able to give you a few of these. So we'll be giving you guys a few of these. We'll be able to give you guys a few of these. Potentially, and so on. So yeah, well, set up into this and just seeing what's going to be happening. So you can see this SCV coming in from KeeN. Having a look to see what's going on, what's happening around here. Sorry, where was I? Yes, subscribing is a really good time to subscribe because you're going to get some replays. So I just got a call. Business stuff coming through. So yeah, good time to subscribe because you're about to get some replays and stuff like that. And yeah, about to get some replays, and there'll be some of them from Dark and Classic, etc. You'll also be able to play on our sub tournament, which happens on Friday. Exclamation mark sub tourney in the chat. Get yourself signed up, guys. We're also going to be doing co-op night afterwards. So if you are a co-op player, if you don't want to play 1v1, we'll be playing some co-op on stream, and you guys can play with me. You can teach me because I'm flipping awful. I've never played co-op, so you guys can teach me how to play co-op, basically. So that's going to be happening on Friday. We're going to have a nice, fun, friendly stream to fill the evening after we have SGL playoffs through the day. Now we are going to see a couple of Marines just starting to work their way through this Overlord to the right-hand side of the main base. Just going to start working their way through that. Solar taking quite a bit of damage on that, and you're just going to see the Overlord getting pushed away, just away from the side of the base. And the opening here from KeeN is the 2-1-1 setup. So if we actually go back into this game, the TVZ, KeeN going to kind of do what he did in the last game against Solar in the previous series on Galactic. And we'll see how he follows this up. He actually did this, he did a build on this map on Solar last time, which wasn't this build, but he did play the 2 base all in. That's how he played both of his kind of all of his 3 games against Solar previously. So we'll see if he's going to stick to the same mold, or whether he's going to play a bit more of a macro style, get a third command center this time, something I don't think he did a single time against Solar last time. So let's see how things are going to go. As we have the feelings coming in, and just going to be pushing that Reaper back. Just Solar setting up into a third base as well. So third base on the way up from Solar. A stim pack is about halfway done. Starport is just about 75% of the way up. Factory is going to be finishing a reactor soon, as Starport will be able to hop on over onto that as well. You'll see these 3 queens just going to be continuing to come on in. A couple of consumers coming down. Obviously wants to get that creep out, especially kind of get it towards the third base and past the third base to begin setting up sort of a safety zone from the Terran player, which he's not as likely or as easily going to be able to push onto in the early stages of the game. You've seen this drone just coming in towards the third base, and obviously some more drones as well as it gets ready to finish up here. They're just a few seconds too early, so just going to have to make those wait around for a moment or two here. As you still don't really see too much from the Terran. I mean, we don't expect to until the medevacs pop, which is going to be in about 5 to 10 seconds now. So, just going to be setting that up, and yeah, it's going to be seeing some queens popping down, some more creep jammers. So, some more creep coming down, continuing to push out here. And there's that Reaper from KeeN just coming up to the top side, looking to see what's happening, looking to see what's going on. So, these couple of medevacs going to be going across through the top side of the map. They'll be having a look to see what exactly is going to be happening as they head towards the main base. Actually going to just drop off short. I mean, that's kind of a common thing to do as well. Drop off over here and just look to push back some of the creep spread. We do see the double engineering bay this time around, so KeeN is going to go into double upgrades, and that probably means a third base as well in the relatively near future here. So, maybe seeing these Marines starting to come in, and just going to be seeing the a little bit of damage starting to be done. So a little bit of damage being done at the moment, and just pushing forward. He's going to actually pick off a queen. Or is he? I say pick off a queen as he just gets transfused up forever almost. So we're just going to be seeing those Marines getting caught. The medevac does back away. We're just going to be seeing the Marines unloading once again. Another Zerglin going down. And yeah, being a Liberator about to pop out. +1/+1 upgrades continuing up. More barracks being added on too. So more racks, third CC, and we're just going to see KeeN going into the macro game. We'll look to continue being aggressive with his one medevac he has left over with this Liberator as well. Continuing to move around the map and look to see what he can do. So Liberator will come across the top side. We'll set up here and see what else might happen. Thank you very much, Slitwarmer, who's just subscribed once again. Thank you very much. Can we see some STI hearts in the chat, please, everyone? Show some love down your sub. 119 subs, guys. Wow, we are so close to 125, and you haven't even given me ideas as to what we can do for hitting 125 subs yet, so you better get going with that. Give me some ideas as we do see this Liberator again taking down. Drop to the bottom side is, well, having some mediocre success against Zerglings. Solar's just on top of everything. Honestly, I mean, after the first game we saw today between KeeN and Solar's been on top of most things. There's been a few kind of scary, kind of, like, uh-oh moments. But, yeah, it's been pretty good. Anyways, we're going to be seeing these Zerglings just going to pull around the right-hand side, and you're going to see that Banelet Nest is starting up the centrifugal hooks as well. So Banelet Nest is going to be starting up the centrifugal hooks, and an armory going to be finishing up for KeeN as well, just to go into 2-2 upgrades with. So 2-2 upgrades going to be on the way, and the Zerglings is going to be coming over towards the back of the natural expansion. So they're going to help to push back that medevac. Medevac turns away. And 2 more medevacs to the south side, probably just going to look for hit the 4th base. And one of the things about Frost, especially in non-cross positions, is that the 4th base is very exposed, generally, and very kind of set away from the other bases. You see there's still no creep down here from Solar on either direction towards the 4th, so there's no kind of safety barrier like we talked about before. And so the 4th base comes under attack, and Solar doesn't necessarily see it coming from as early. And you can see this hatchery is going to go down, so hatchery will fall. As these Marines get lifted up, the medevac's going to be dropping back up to the high ground now. So medevac's going to unload up here, and we're just going to be seeing the Marines just going to be getting healed up just a little bit right now. There's a few more Banelings going to be starting to morph in. So Ling Bane from Solar going to be setting up, ready to go. We'll see a few Marines from KeeN just trying to drop around still, being a nuisance, being annoying as he sets up into his own 3rd base. And obviously it's a bit of a later 3rd base than you might... if you sort of think about old school TVZ, 3 bases could sort of like land at like 5-6 minutes. This 8-minute 3rd base is fairly late, but it's because he's able to have so much pressure on the map for so long, it sort of makes up for it. As again, a drop to the right hand side, just going to trade slightly here. I mean, taking down the 4th base is really nice for him. That means now the 4th base from Solar will have to set up once again to the top side. So 4th base going to set up here once more. I'm just going to see a few more Banelings morphing in as well from Solar. So getting ready to go. As KeeN moving forwards from the left, just going to look to see what he might be able to get up to. And see a few queens are going to be just on target down. Actually gets a full medevac. No, full medevac survives, but actually 2 full medevacs in the skies are going to help against the Ling Bane army continuing to move forwards here. And that Ling Bane army is doing a lot. SCVs are falling. Banelings are rolling in towards this natural expansion. And uh-oh. And he's going to bust down that. These Marines are stuck in a corner. They're trying to get rid of the Banelings, but just can't do it fast enough. And he doesn't have time to split away, or anywhere to split away, honestly. As we can see in the mineral line there as well, more Marines going down. 19 workers are being killed. The 2-2 upgrades won't finish. And this is Solar taking game number 1, and he's 1 map away from $1,400 in a 1st place in the Leifeng Cup 155. Moves up the ramp. These couple of tanks aren't going to do anything either. GG from KeeN, and Solar is now again. Let's go in game and introduce our players. To the bottom right hand side, down a game. Our blue Terran player will be looking to fight back here on King Sejong Station. Let's hear it if you're cheering on KeeN. This map making it through the map pool this time rather than Dasan Station. I think Solar probably vetoing that after he lost it in the last series. Just going to change things up and try his luck here on King Sejong instead. It is, of course, our red Zerg to the top left hand side from Samsung Galaxy. The one and only Solar. Alright, so setting up into this, we're going to be seeing an overload, just going to be moving out onto the map. And we're having a look to see what's going to be going on here. Just going to set that up and get ready to go. So, getting this rolling. here in the early stages of the game. We're going to be seeing Solo just dropping down a hatchery over towards the natural expansion. And yeah, Solo just going to be moving out onto the map with no overload. I mean, nothing crazy, no proxy hatch, which sounds ridiculous, but hey, sometimes you see it. Something you've got to remember that is part of the game. Don't expect Solo to use it here against KeeN, but you never know. I guess more likely, more reasonable to say, well, there's nothing crazy going on from the Terran side of things, which there isn't. Barracks building up. And well, that is about it, actually. Just barracks building up for now. That's about it for now, so we're going to see a Reaper on the way out. Going to be popping out here in just a few moments. There's SCV just patrolling over in the natural expansion. So SCV patrolling over to the natural. And a command center going to be dropping down here from KeeN. So going to be setting that up and getting ready to go. Orbital command is going to be finishing up very soon from KeeN as well. So going to be finishing that up. And again, just continue to get everything going. So a standard slow-paced opening here in the TVZ. Let's keep an eye on KeeN's build order. Is he going to go second racks? No, he isn't actually. He's already got that second depot starting, which means it is instead going to be the factory rather than the barracks. Slight differences that just help you identify these builds super early. If you go for a 2-1-1, there should never be a second depot because it slows down the second racks for no reason. And if you slow down the second racks, well, then all of a sudden, your just build's a little bit off. So, at the highest level, the second depot, or lack of it, means 2-1-1. Second depot being built means it's going to be a factory-based playstyle, generally. That's a pretty good rule of thumb to stick by if you're interested in identifying Terran build orders super early in the game. If you're getting into casting or something, or getting into, just want to show off to your friends and be like, hey guys, I want to hear something funny, or want to hear something cool, check this out. Anyways, we're going to be seeing these few lings and a queen just starting to make their way through these rocks on the left-hand side. So, rocks are starting to fall. Starting to go down here. About 1,500 health on them at the moment. So, 1,500 health on them. I mean, it's important to get rid of these. It allows the tanks to drop off over here and attack into the mineral line if you don't have these cleaned out. You don't have a way to engage into that location. So, set up nicely. We do see again. The Hellions on the way means that we're probably not going to see tank evac play in the early stages of the game. You can see that factory lifting up and a couple more racks just starting to build. So actually 2 Hellions and just 3 racks behind the free CC. Sorry, I didn't really mention the free CC. Probably the most important part of the build is just super greed out of KeeN in the early stages. Identified by Solo though. And one of the best builds you can do against this now as Solo, I think, is just go for a big Roach Ravager attack. It's very hard to deal with. And see if that's something he's going to do. Why don't anyone get the mine upgrade versus Lingbane? A lot of the time because it is quite an investment and you don't generally have a tech lab on the factory, you have a reactor on the factory to build 2 mines at a time. Once the second factory does come up, then the Widow mine upgrade is generally researched once you're building 3 mines at a time, but we just don't usually get to that phase so much. Actually, a second factory isn't prioritized so often anymore, rather than say maybe a second starport to start preparing against the Ultralisks. Although the Widow mine upgrade is useful too, so I mean, it's one of those things, if you do get a second factory, you generally do tech lab it up and get that drill and claws upgrade. Just to answer a question in the chat. Going to see Double Evolution Chamber from Solo going to be finishing up here. Some drones will transfer over towards the third base once again. This Hellion from KeeN continuing to move around, continue to see what is up and what is happening. So Hellion continuing to move around. Just going to be seeing double engineering bay coming up at the front here. So double engineering bay coming up. The depot will be filling, the second depot will be filling this wall now as well in just a few moments time. And yeah, just continue to set this up right now. So, getting that ready. We're going to see 8 more drones being built currently, and starport is again coming up to being about halfway done from KeeN. All of this, of course, meaning that its third CC is ready to move out more or less. So, much earlier free CC than the last game, but doesn't have as much pressure, as much kind of ability to move onto the map and to get damage done. And so Solo is much more free to go into his 4th base, get his creep spread going. He's going to take the 4th base to the left-hand side. It allows him to get the creep out in front of it much faster, rather than the base over to the right. And just this base in the center is very hard to hold in general. Holding a forward location isn't as easy as it is doing it as a Terran player, for example. And we've seen this command center then just going to be dropping a couple of mules down in the natural and third base. And again, some more SCVs just coming in, looking to see what else they can get up to. A couple of Hellions, a Reaper, more Marines coming over from KeeN. I'm just going to be seeing the lair just about halfway done from Solar. Bane and Nest about to finish, and Bane and Nest finishing in plenty of time so that you can start centrifugal hooks as soon as possible. The sooner you get that Bane speed, the safer you're going to be as a Zerg. So that's an important thing for him to get going, as the creep not too far out to the right hand side just yet. Somewhat surprising, I would imagine he'd have been maybe putting a little bit more focus on that, but he's going to get it going again now. I guess it is actually probably did have focus on it, just one of those times where you actually don't realize how far it is actually to get over to that right side. I mean, look at it, 1, 2, it's a good 3, 4 tumors out there compared to the left hand side, which is about 4 tumors out as well. It's just so much further forwards. It's crazy. Just because you don't really need kind of, I guess, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, it's about the same amount of creep. It's just much more prevalent on the left hand side of the map than the right. And that is why you take the base on the left hand side, as the Zerg player oftentimes here on King Sejong. Now the back from KeeN going to be coming over to the right here, so it's going to be coming over to the right and up the right hand side of the map to see what's going to be going on. So just going to be continuing to see what else is going to be happening at the moment. I'm just going to be seeing a bunch of Marines from KeeN just going to be moving forwards as well. Having a little bit of a look to see what he can get up to. Maybe stimming in towards some of this creep spread. Here we go. Just going to stim in. Actually finds an overlord to begin with. It's at that stage where KeeN, he's about to get combat shields. You know, he's getting to that strength of, getting to the real strength of his Terran Bio army at this point. It's just setting up into that. We see the scan again coming down. The Ling Bane from Solar is just continuing to set up here. 12 more Zerglings currently being built up by our Zerg player, and we're just going to see a few Lings coming over to the right-hand side here. Marines stimming forwards, they're going to try and pick off a couple of those Queens. As, again, Ling Bane from Solar just pushing forwards and seeing what else is up. Nice little lift, and maybe seeing that medevac, one of them, very, very damaged. So, a couple of Widowmines going to lift up, they're going to go to the left side as well. I'm just going to be seeing these Zerglings here from Solar just nibbling away at those rocks. So, Ling's nibbling at the rocks, we're going to see about 4 drones getting taken down, and again, Ling's just sort of running forwards here and seeing what else they can maybe get up to. Marine's going to stim again, and again, just Ling Bane moving forwards and cleaning out just a little bit extra. Tank going to load up, and KeeN will just start to move in towards the upper left-hand side of the map here. So, going to start moving towards this upper left-hand side. Going to unload up on the high ground. Scan has to come down now and just clean out a few more of this, a little bit more of this group spread. So just clean out a little bit more, and again, I mean, it's going to be slow pushes. This is the thing, by kind of opening the way KeeN opened, he gives so much freedom to the Zerg play, so much vision, so much kind of activity on the map. As we're going to be seeing Ling Bane and start moving forwards. Nice Widowmine hit at the front. And KeeN continue to pull back to fight against this for now. Solar's playing very patiently. 2-2 is about to finish, so now it makes a lot more sense for him to engage. Now that he's got an upgrade lead over his opponent for the next 30 to 40 seconds or so. So that's something Solar might have just been waiting for there. Maybe just doesn't want to attack off creep, playing it smart, playing it safe. Also knowing that he's on the way towards an Ultralisk Cavern, or Ultralisks in general. And that Ultra Cavern is going to really open up the possibilities for himself as time passes by. If Ling's going to run in from this left side, we're going to see more Lings getting ready to come in as well. Maybe a bit of a surround going to come in right now. Come in from the south and the north at the same time. He's actually just going to maybe start fighting against some of these reinforcements without any medevacs here. They will go down pretty quick. It is Marauders, so they're pretty tanky. But those Zerglings will run out because there's no real DPS in Marauders against low health units like Zerglings. So Marauders going down pretty quick, and well, Zerglings are breaking through this third base. So progress being made by Solar. KeeN having to deal with this while also trying to fight out on the map. Solar having to pull back right now though, having to wait. Chitinous Plating starts. First Ultras will begin as well. Just getting into this next phase of the game is Solar loses a lot of his army out here, but he is keeping reinforcements pinned back. That's one of the big benefits of what he's been doing so far. So he's keeping those reinforcements pinned back. Here we go again. Ling Bane thinking about moving forwards and converging onto this. Scan comes down. We see an Ultras Cavern is researching that Chitinous Plating. Still Adrenal Glands going to be finishing very soon as well, as Zerglings from Solar are going to come through the bottom side. And again, look to see what else they might want to try and get up to. In the next few moments, here we go, going to run on in, and a couple of Marines and Marauder already under attack. More SCVs going to be going down here, because there really just isn't any defense in location, no bunker or anything. And so the Ling's just going to work their way through this. Depots are going down as well, and Solar is making so much progress with these run-bys, actually forced the entire army to come back home. And that puts Solar into a fantastic position to keep moving forwards from at this point in time. And we've seen KeeN just going to be pulling away, and is just going to be coming over to the right hand side now, see what else he's going to be looking to get up to. And we're just going to be seeing what else is going to be going on in a couple of moments. Zerglings here from Solo, just going to be, again, just sort of moving around. Seeing what else is up, seeing what else is happening. And, yeah, just going to be kind of running in. Still just kind of hitting these run-bys, buying himself time to get into Ultras, buying himself time for the Spire and hence Corruptors to come up as well. Really just putting himself into just a better and better position, as we're going to be seeing Marines are going to be taking down an Overlord. And Lingbei and Ultra moving through the center of the map out of Solar. Looking to see what else is going to be happening. Some Zerglings from Solar are going to pull up towards the upper left-hand side. But yeah, base to the right is going to get picked off as well. You just see here that these Marines have to lift. Oh, drone's going down now. What's that? Widowmine drop. Okay, didn't see that one coming in. Apologies. Widowmine drop does a fair amount here. Liberator count starting to rise out of KeeN, and also the Ghost Academy on the way down, getting set for that late game scenario which we talk about so often when it comes to TVZ. The Liberator Ghost. It's so powerful, it's so good, and that's what he's heading to right now. I see Marines coming in again, going to push that Overlord away. I'm just going to be seeing a few more Corruptors just on the way up. So a few more Corruptors currently building. I'm just going to be seeing again these few Zerglings from Solar are just going to be looking to see what else they can get up to here. So just continue to move around, continue to see what's happening, and well, 8 more Corruptors still on the way, still building, just still getting into a better and better composition now to deal with the late game setup of KeeN. And in a way, the sooner he attacks the better, because he's actually on more drones. He's looking to actually trade and then rebuild and then trade again, you know, rather than just take one larger fight, I think. He's going to see actually a central base here will get taken down. Nice little double drop out of KeeN. He's going to be very successful in that regard. So that goes down. A few Marines to the right-hand side are going to have a little bit of health left on them, but they'll go down pretty quickly as well. More Banes and Lings the left-hand side here. They're going to start rolling in towards this base as the depots go down once again. Lings have access, but units in position, that's something which KeeN does spot. Actually going to run these in there once more. They're not going to get there in time. He will break down, though, and he will get access. There's so many units, though. You'll probably have to back away with this, or just face lose more of the Zerglings. There'll be all the Zerglings going down. Solo may be distracted elsewhere at the same time, as KeeN finally going to set himself up into a 4th base. And this 4th base now in the forward location, we're going to get a good little look to see kind of why a Terran player is so good in this sort of base. Because look at the setup. How did you attack into this as Solar? Well, you probably don't. You probably find other locations to fight in where your opponent is not set up super defensively and super well in the early stages of this. Marines and Marauders doing a little bit more damage, cleaning out some more creep. Solar's second Spire is coming up as well for more upgrades. They're actually going to morph the first into a greater Spires, +1 fire attacks finishes. And he's going to run in over here. The depot wall has been rebuilt, and well, Baneland's going to come in to help push this down nice and quickly. And just open up a little bit of an attack pattern once again, although not too successful. But it's again just keeping the Terran player with some units back at that 3rd base, just keeping him thinking that this attack might come in again. That Solar might get something more done next time around if he doesn't keep on reacting to it. So there's good pressure on the map still, as Lingbei and Ultra is going to be gathering together from Solar. I'm just going to be seeing a few Zerglings down to the south side. They're going to be moving through as well, seeing what else they might be able to get done here. Widowmine goes off, and a couple of Zerglings going to get cleaned out, and Ling is going to go now in towards the SCV line. So SCV's going to be taking some damage. A couple of Ghosts are going to cloak up. I'm just going to be seeing the damage just continuing right now. So good damage being done. A few SCVs going down, as you actually see Solar breaking through to the right-hand side as well. Takes down a Ghost or so as the Ultra falls. Again, Solar, exactly what we talked about. Not taking a straight-up fight, looking to just find other locations he can fight in. I'm very surprised we haven't seen a couple of Infestors mixed into this just yet. And I feel that's one of the main things that you might just be missing still from this composition. That Ghost, 3 HP as it just about manages to survive. Valens will go in towards the mineral line again, just clean up a few more SCVs. The economic damage which KeeN is taking is insane. He doesn't have a bank. He's only on 24 workers now against the 75 drones. So his army supply is good, but he has to do something with his army. If he doesn't, he's going to be in a major issue. A major struggle to get further damage done and to really kind of stay in the game, because Solar, 75 drones builds up a bank much faster than 27 SCVs does. Mules are good, but they're not that good. I was going to see just a couple of Lings running in again. This time Widowmine will be enough to clean out. I mean, the other thing is Solar obviously lost 1 or 2 bases here and there, but for the most part he's been up on 6 bases, fairly unharassed for the most part of the game, because he's had good creep spread and more. And now the Broodlords are here, the Corruptors are nearby as well. I'm going to see, I mean, this army just becomes better and better for Solar, as we've been mentioning. I'd still love to see just 1 or 2 Infestors. A couple of Fungal Growers can go so far. especially against ghosts, to help cancel fungal growth, help cancel the snipes, for example. The fungal growth, the damage from that does cancel a snipe, so that's very nice too, as we're going to see. Well, Broodlings are going to start dropping down. Widowmines will be become a nuisance here actually in the next few moments. As Lings and Bane's going to run up this ramp and start seeing what's going to be going on. We're going to be seeing Fire Forces just picking away at a few more Broodlings. Little snipes on an Overseer. I guess to allow the Ghost to come forward as cloaked to maybe actually do more damage. With Banelings here and with the extra Overseers, it's not going to happen. There's a few more Zerglings over here trying to fight, and well, the Bio Drop is actually doing a fairly decent job. Broodlings, though, continue to pick away at the Terran army just little by little. Pushing forwards again, the Broodlings continue to do more damage. Ghosts up on the high ground continue to pick away. A lot of this hatchery to the left-hand side is on the way up now as well. More Broodlords. Obviously, there's not enough Corrupt Liberators here to really scare Solar, so he's not afraid of using up all those Corruptors as Broodlords. So making a few more of these, he's actually adding on more Broodlords as well. Banelings mostly now on the ground. Banelings are enough to actually kind of help fight against the Ghosts, etc. too. Force the Ghosts to split, and just stop them from just sniping en masse as well. Alright, so many Broodlords stacking up here. I mean, actually, at this point, KeeN doesn't have enough anti-air just straight up. I mean, even if he gets good snipes off, I don't think it'll be enough here, as Corruptors and Broodlords going to move on forwards. Just be fairly careful with stacking up, because we do have the fact of the matter that some Liberators can just unsiege and help out with this still. Widowmines are perhaps going to be going down right now. The Ghosts aren't getting a chance to snipe because the Broodlings are just hitting them. And here we go, a couple of ducks coming forwards to unsiege a couple of the Liberators. Corruptors doing good damage here initially, pushing forwards, and Medevac goes down as well. This base has taken so much damage, it's going to fall soon. The Broodling damage is just so much, there's just so many of them. As Liberators continue to drop down, the Ghosts come in from the left-hand side, they do some good snipes, but there's just so much here from Solo. He's continuing to push forwards, those Banelings are closing the distance. One Ultralisk here will get sniped down at the very end, and another one too, I imagine. Overseer is continuing to fall as Corruptors push forwards too. And well, KeeN, he has some Ghosts left over, but it's just not going to be enough. Look how much supply Solar has, still maxed out against the 50 supply of his opponent. Solar will be taking first place here today, and that is going to be Solar winning the Leifeng Cup number 155. Takes down KeeN for the second